All right, questions for Coach Hill?
No questions? All right.
Oh, go ahead.
Hi, Zach. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thanks. So, as the saying goes, things never seem as bad or as good as they actually do once you actually have time to digest a game film, get to watch it 2-3 times. What were your main takeaways after watching the game?
I thought the guys played hard. I thought they showed the physicality that we were asking of them. I thought they did a good job preparing for the game, and the energy was there. And then the things that we kind of took away too were just some of the young guys, just trying to get them rolling a little bit, in the first game, and we got a few young guys playing and trying to figure out the tempo, in the Pac-12. So that was apparent, at sometimes, but in any game and in first games, there's always going to be mental errors. There's always going to be more than you want, as a coach. There were some mental errors, but I thought overall the guys, there wasn't a bunch of penalties. There wasn't, a bunch of negative things as far as the offense goes. A couple sacks, and some losses of yardage on a few plays and the one reverse. That we messed up with the formation. But I thought overall the guys did a good job processing what we're trying to do and going out there and execute.
Carson.
Coach, it seemed like you guys had success a little bit with obviously the one swing pass to Rashad, and then there was another little dump off to him. When, as you said, the USC defense is trying to take away the pass, and so you're taking what they give you with the run. What kind of adjustments and what kind of things do you feel like could have been successful in the pass game?
They were playing a lot of man, and so some trying to work our man concepts and probably could have came to a few different things there. We felt like we were running the ball well. We were in a position in the game that we needed to run the ball and run the clock. So we wanted to be pounding the football a little bit, and even though that they knew we were running the ball, that at times we were still getting big chunks, and so I wanted to stay with that. And so, anyway, it worked out how it worked out. You always look back in every game, and we want to score more points. We want to be more explosive. We want to have a better pass game and get that going. And we felt like in that one, especially in the second half, we had to run it to win and to control the clock and keep their offense off the field. It just didn't end up working out in the last four.
Okay.
Coach, you talked before the games got going just about how game experience was going to help build your trust with Jaden. What did you learn in terms of your first full game calling plays with him?
I thought it was great. I mean, he's a very competitive kid. He wants the ball in his hands, and he's not afraid in any moment. I mean, he's very calm, cool, and collect, and he can make all the plays. I know he was a little frustrated with some throws, and so we were working balance and some of the footwork stuff. But overall, I mean, just seeing how he handles the game and handles the adversity, and how we communicate on the sidelines. We're always improving. We're looking to improve all that stuff. But I thought for the most part, it's fun being on the sidelines, fun being with him, and I think we're going to be able to keep progressing, with that relationship.
Hunter.
We saw Saturday with the freshman receivers, maybe seemed like Johnny and Jaden weren't maybe on the same page early, and LV had the fumble. Can you kind of talk about what practice looks like for those two guys this week as they learn from maybe some of those mistakes and continue to build that chemistry?
Yeah, they're going hard. They're attacking it, trying to develop and get better. And, looking at the film, they understand, where they're at. And we as coaches have to do a good job of putting them in good situations and, which can help them be successful, especially early in the game. And so, but as, them or anybody on our team, the mentality going into this week was we got to get better and we got to develop. We got to have more urgency. And, there were some good things. I thought we were physical. I thought there was, we ran the ball well. That was good to see. Our tight ends played well. Our running backs played really well. And now we just got to the different areas that we're looking at, with stats and pass game and some other things. We got to get better at it.
Michelle.
Hey, Zach, what was your take on the way the offensive line played? Obviously, it's the first game that all those guys have played together. And it seemed like they did well at times and other times were struggles.
Yeah, I think that kind of sums it up. We played physical, up front. We were able to run the football. There were some good things in the run game. Had some explosive runs. In the pass game, at times we did a good job. There were at times we missed a few, and Jaden's, running around, and we're fortunate that we've got a quarterback that can make things happen and take off on his own when he needs to and get big chunks of yardage. And so some of those third downs, third and longs, we're trying to throw the football and he's able to escape and run, and it's tough on a defense. And so, but the O-line's working. They're getting better and they're communicating, and Harry went down a little bit, and then just trying to put those pieces together. But I like the mentality that they have, and they just got to keep developing and getting better.
Chris Carter.
Zach, what did you think about the two-back structures that you had there? It seemed like that was pretty effective, and is there an ability to expand upon that in order to get a guy like White more touches in space?
Yeah, we even going into that game, we felt like we had three really good running backs. And obviously we had two that had a chance to really show themselves, and both of them did a really good job. And I think Daniel Nagata is a guy that's ready to go too, and he's hungry. He's ready to play. Whatever personnel groups we're putting in, we want to put the best guys on the field. And so we like both those backs. And if there's opportunities to have those guys on the field at the same time, do that. But we like mixing them up as well. But they showed they are ready for college football for sure.
Michael.
Yeah, Coach, to kind of piggyback off that a little bit more, looking at the film, did they stick out even more? Because like you said, it seemed like they were on obviously a very good understanding of what the offensive line want to do. Obviously your plays, your blocking schemes, I get that. But did they just even kind of pop, the running backs even pop more on film when you went back and looked at it?
Yeah, they ran hard. They did. And there was some early on in the game, really, where we threw a few of the perimeter things, and if we would have stayed with the run, they would have been big. And so I thought we could have had even more, yardage in the run game. But the backs are very competitive. They all want to be the starter, and they're all competing for it. And it shows up in practice, and then some of the positions where we don't have as much competition, they've got to do a good job of pushing themselves, not just because the guy behind them wants to play too, but because they need to get better. And so that's our emphasis as coaches. It doesn't matter, where you're at, whether you're 1, the 2, the 3, the whatever. Just we got to get better and push yourself in practice and make it game-like. And because they care in the game, now they got to care as much in practice as they do in the game, and that's what we're trying to get across.
Oh,
Zach, calling a game on the sideline, something that you maybe have not done that often in the last few years. Was it a pretty seamless transition process, so to speak, doing it last Saturday?
You're always learning. And being on the sideline, it's a different feel than when you're in the box. There's more going on. There's a lot of chaos at times, and you're just trying to handle that chaos, still be focused on the next drive, and try to process information. And each coach. So as we get done with the game, we'll go through that game and say, all right, what could we have done better? What information did we get? What do we need to get? How was the organization on the sideline? I thought we did a pretty good job with our personnels, for the most part, getting guys in, and we didn't have any delay game penalties, things like that. But it also is fun being on the sideline because you can feel the energy and you can feel the group and you kind of gauge where guys are at, especially with the quarterback. And I haven't done that in a while, so it was fun being on the sidelines. And we're trying to get better as coaches. Same thing. We're letting that letting our guys know that too. It's not just we want you guys to develop, we got to develop too. And so, by having a new staff and finding out those roles and how we can get better at those roles, we're trying to push.
Chris.
Zach, how did your receivers, and in particular the two freshmen who played a lot, perform relative to kind of what you expected from what you've seen in practices?
They both have high expectations of themselves, which is good. They're competitive dudes. And I think no matter how they would have played, they're always expecting better and expecting more. And so I like that about them, and those guys are, pushing each other in that room too. There's some good competition in that room. And so, as whether it's a coach, whether it's a player, if you're new into a new experience, it can be eye opening, and then you learn from it. And you move forward, and you go, okay, how can I prepare it better, or how can my mindset be better going into a game, or you just evaluate and move on, and that's what they're doing right now.
Tim Healy.
Zach, Ladarius Henderson played most of the second half at right guard. Was that a performance move, or was there something physically wrong with Henry Haddis? What's Henry's status right now?
I don't get into all the details with that stuff. Our head coach can jump in on that. LD filled in, and he's ready to go, and he wants it. Whatever our starting five is, moving forward through this week, we're gonna get after it. I know LD's excited for an opportunity, and all those guys are, and so we want them to keep pushing. But whether it's Henry or whether it's LD, we'll see.
Last question, Chris.
Zach, Kellen and Ben Scott seemed to play really well when I watched the game again. What do you think about their performances, given how limited that they have played college football to this point?
Kellen's really good. I think Kellen and Ben is too. But Kellen's obviously an older guy. He's very physical. He's got really quick feet. I think he can play at the next level. Ben's still got some room to grow as far as not being a senior, not being as old as Kellen is right now. But Ben's got a ton of skills and good feet. He's physical. So we feel good about those two tackles, on the edges, helping protect Jaden and run the football, setting edges, things like that. So I was happy with where those guys are at. And, again, I think Kellen is a really good football player in a lot of different ways. And he might be underrated right now as far as, tackles in the Pac-12 or whatever, but the kid can play. He's really good.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.